You know, you can't catch fish in a desert. I just spent a week on vacation near the seashore where my grandparents used to live. Every day we'd see people flicking poles and hooks into the water, and I learned some things about fishing spending summers in Maine. Before I get into those, welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Thanks for joining me. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. If our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend, would you? Hey, if you're looking for fish, the beach is a good place to be. I remember one particular day that my grandfather and I went to the beach. I can still picture him standing by the shore, the rod stuck into some sort of holder and the line out in the water. The thing I remember most clearly was that I was very, very bored because I wasn't fishing. Now, when you're not fishing, just watching, fishing can get pretty boring rather quickly. I ended up wandering around the area, playing in the sand, bored. Today's verse says, "Follow me, I'll make you fishers of men." You know, it's funny, I have absolutely no recollection of my grandfather ever teaching me anything about fishing. I just remember him fishing, alone. I don't think my dad ever fished with him. I'm almost certain my mom never fished with him. Actually, I can't picture anyone fishing with him. Perhaps as a result, I don't know of anyone in our family who's an avid fisherman today. It just sort of died out with my grandfather. Now, if you're fishing for fish as a hobby, that's not a big deal. But if fishing is the lifeblood of your family, if it's the very reason for your existence and your livelihood, it's a very big deal indeed. In that case, it is vitally important that everyone learn to fish. It's critical that everyone learn the rules of how to fish and that they're all trained to fish. You know, many churches today are like my grandfather and I. Yeah, there's one old guy who's out, fishing for souls, and a whole bunch of people back at the church playing in the sand, very bored, doing nothing of any value or importance. When Jesus told his disciples he was going to teach them to fish for men, he was speaking to a group for whom fishing was their life. Capernaum was a fishing village, and most people had some connection to its fishing activity. Let's face it, you don't need a fishing village if nobody's fishing. Also, you don't need a church if no one's fishing for people. As followers of Jesus, our lives are supposed to be attractive, dynamic examples of love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. When people meet us, our character ought to make them want to get to know us better even before they know why. And as they get to know us more and more, we're supposed to let them know that the why is Jesus. And that should make them want him. And when they know him and have given themselves to him, we are supposed to teach them to fish too. We are people fishers. Jesus said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Now, somewhere along the way in my travels, I remember hearing 3 rules for fishing and thinking they made great sense for people fishers too. It may be they were presented that way, but if so, I've forgotten that part. But I do remember the 3 rules. So here they are, fellow people fishers. Rule number 1, go where the fish are. You can't catch fish if there are no fish where you are. And fish will not come to you. If your goal is to catch them, you need to go to them. Rule number 2, use bait the fish like. Dangling bare barbed steel hooks in the water will not attract fish. They don't like steel. As people fishers, we need to use bait that will be attractive. I've seen people fishing expeditions organized around holidays that looked like Christmas villages, free barbecues, races, bike giveaways, and any number of other activities. These were all organized by people fishers using bait that the fish like. Different people like different things. So we need to do a lot of different things. Rule 3, don't scare the fish. Our conversation and our manner of living ought to be gracious and attractive. The fruit of following Jesus is supposed to be clearly seen in us. People are starving for true love. They're drawn to it. It's great bait. If you're filled with joy and peace in a world that has none, it will draw people to you, not scare them away. Patience is perhaps the chief characteristic of every fisherman, no matter whether you're out for tuna and flounder or men and women. Kindness and goodness scare no one. Faithfulness, being consistent and living a bait-filled life day after day, that'll draw people to you, and therefore draw them to Him. Gentleness is needed as they explore faith and embrace it. And self-control is key as well, because going where the fish are will often put you in places where the enemy has also set out his bait. Our churches are neither museums trying to preserve history, nor hospitals just healing the sick and wounded. Though some teaching and healing will come about as a result of our work, it's not the chief focus. Our core call is clear. We are people fishers, and we're called to train everyone who joins us to follow Him and become people fishers too. All right, I'm done talking. I'm going fishing. You want to come? Well, you can be a fisherman too. Help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and help them get to know Him and His Word personally and better. Please like this video to help more people see it. And follow or subscribe so you and I can get together every day. And I would love for you to put something in the comments section with your thoughts of how to do people fishing really, really well. And then one more thing. Share this with a friend, would you? Because as you do, you're touching the hearts of people all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thanks for helping, fishermen.